of the last week of 2018. What decisions are you going to be making today that are going to impact your life? Not just over the next couple of weeks, but to set the tone for 2019. People pump the brakes around holiday season, but what are you going to do, and what decision are you going to make? And the thing we have to understand, mic's muted, guys. Let's see. All right, cool. We, to be able to set the tone, to be able to make these decisions, we have to understand that what we're doing is looking inside of ourselves. We're looking into things that we cannot necessarily see, but the situations and the circumstances we need to create to then act upon to bring out the unseen to whatever that we want to create for 2000. I was looking at Abraham Lincoln. Model yourself off the best people in the world, whether they're dead or alive. But Abraham Lincoln said, to believe in the things you can see and touch is no belief at all. But to believe in the unseen is a triumph and a blessing. Let me read that one more time. To believe in the things you can see and touch is no belief at all. But to believe in the unseen is a triumph and a blessing. To look inside of yourself and to say, what decisions am I going to make to then yield the type of results that I want in 2019. And, December is a month of reflection as well. I mean, in the Jewish religion, it's called sitting Shiva. And that's where you sit for, you have 3 days, a 72-hour period where you can sit there and that you can think about the past. You can look into the window of the past. And then after that 72 hours, you are good and you are good to go from there. That's the only time that you can look back. Don't take the entire month to reflect on whether there are good or bad things that happen, but take some time to really sit and look back, look in that rear view mirror for a little bit and ask yourself, was I accomplishing, things to the best, of my ability? Was I going out and making these things happen on a daily basis? And if I wasn't, that's okay. And I understand that and I accept that and I'm grateful for recognizing with that. But what am I going to do from this day forward so that I can make these things happen in my life from the rest of December and into 2019? And that involves looking into yourself and asking yourself, what are these things that I need to cut out? And what are these things that I need to go out and create on a daily basis? And these are things that, I'm asking myself. And when I'm doing these calls on Monday nights, these are things that I'm asking myself along this journey as well. What do I have to look inside myself to set out daily routines and daily standards so that I can go out on a daily basis and take the unseen and create it into a conscious awareness, a physical reality, and President Lincoln to talk about believing in the unseen, I think the problems that we have, I struggle with them as well, is that, we go in the same routine. The reason that most people don't make decisions is because we can't necessarily see how we're going to get there. We can't necessarily see how we're going to reach these types of goals, to live the lifestyle that we want to live, to have the things that we want to live, the body that we want to have, the lifestyle, the family, the vacations. We can't necessarily see how we're going to get there. So we think in these same thought patterns that are monotonous. It's the same routine. It's the same cycle. It's the natural cycle of just going back and thinking the same thought patterns. But in order to go to the next level, in order to really look at and bring from the unseen into the real world, we have to look into ourselves and we have to, dissect what is going on and believe in what is there, and believe in the bigger picture, believe in the compound effect, believe in things that are taking time. You may not receive the results in your life instantaneously or today or tomorrow or next month, and but you will see these results with consistent effort, because when we think about it and we do it and we act upon it and we feel good about the process, then like the intuitive mind, like our mind is so sacred. And if we can think positively moving forward, if we can reflect on the things that we haven't necessarily accomplished, but we can positively move forward and just recognize those things and bring them up into our awareness, then we can attack them, then we can grow, then we can consistently go out and make new results happen. And Steve Jobs, like if you look at what Steve Jobs said, he was like, you cannot connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking back. Hindsight is always 2020, but when people what they get caught up on is that they think the same thoughts, they do the same things, and they expect different results. You can't expect anything different to happen if your thought patterns are the same, if your actions are the same, if your feelings and mood are the same. So when we look in the past, people get down on the things that they've done. They're still thinking about the relationship that didn't work out. They're still thinking about the business deals that didn't happen. They're still thinking about the people who were on their team that left. They're still thinking about that trade that they could have had that would have made them X number of dollars. They're still thinking about all these things. And when you just think back to that, then you're not pushing yourself forward. You can recognize that, you can come to terms with that, but that's not really, like, you cannot stay there, and do not allow yourself to stay there. So when people get into December, they get comfortable. And then when they start thinking about the things that they didn't do and they don't come to terms with that, then they keep thinking about the back and back and back, when in reality, we need to create the new. We need to raise our level of thinking. We need to raise ourselves to the person that we want to be. Like, you have to shut the past off. You can recognize it. You can sit on it for a couple of days. You can think about it, but you have to shut the past off and make December a foundation for the launch of 2019. Think on a higher frequency, act and become the person that you want to be. I like the amount that I've changed in the last year, from moving from a town of 30,000 people to a city of 3.25 million people. You are around such a larger community, and you raise yourself to the level, you raise yourself to the standard, or you get in a complacent space, and like, guys, like, complacency can breed into a consistent habit, and that consistent habit will never push you to become the best version of yourself. And the reason that you're here and part of this company is because you see something in yourself, and you see something along your journey that you want to correct, that you want to enhance, that you want to make better. And to be able to do that, you're already making positive steps forward. Keep being around the campfire, keep being around the right environment, keep plugging into these tools, but set some standards for yourself, because when the moment when your belief matches the state of where you want to be, when the moment when you start believing, like, and you truly believe, and you can feel good about that, and you can feel good about the process, when you truly start believing like in that person that you want to become, when you truly start believing in that mind state that you want to become, like, you are literally creating neurological pathways that connect together, that want to put you in that state. And the way to keep that state consistent, to keep those things fused together, to keep these neural synapses fused together, you have to act upon that. So, when I'm got this Christmas tree behind me, and I love that it's Christmas season, but it just reminds me that, like, I have to dig deep, and I have to look at myself, and I have to ask the questions of, what decisions am I going to make? What decisions am I going to make given previous history, given the way that I've grown in the last year? But what decisions am I going to make today that is going to give me the proper foundation to make 2019 the absolute year of abundance? And I know that a lot of people on this call are tuning in that are going through those same exact problems, are going through those same exact, states of mind, that are going through those same questions themselves, and asking, themselves, man, 2018 was a great setup, but what is it? What am I going to do in 2019 to make it happen? And it doesn't start in 2019. Like, it starts today. Today is the first Monday of December, the last first Monday of the last month of the year. Think about what has happened throughout the year. Think about all the fantastic things. Think of how amazing you have grown, but think how much more room for growth there is. And if you get down to that and say, I'm deciding what I'm going to do, and then something that like I've done is, if I look at this here, let me draw this out for you guys. But like, this is what I've found to be like just a fantastic tool in going out and dissecting, like my decisions and what I'm going to be. If like this is the main goal, and this is, the happiest you, what am I going to do to get into the happiest you? I have my bottom foundation. These are the habits, that I need to cut out in my life. These are the bad habits. I look at this, these are the habits that are not serving me. These are my goals that are serving me. And then this right here are my daily and weekly actions that will get to the happiest version of myself. And what I'm breaking down, like I have it sitting in my bedroom, is to look at the things that are not serving me and to have that written out. And I know, like we all know, we can decide and we can look in ourselves and we can say, what are the things that are not serving me? What are the habits that are not serving me on a daily basis? Like, like guys, like you guys and girls, like you 100% know the things that you are doing on a daily basis that are not serving you in the best way possible to become the best version of yourself. And it's okay. But it's great to identify with that. It's great to write it out. It's great to look at it. Like, these are the bad habits. What can I do to counteract these bad habits? Like if I wake up, later than I want to, if I wake up at 9 a.m. instead of 6 a.m., that's a 3-hour difference that I could have had, to be able to grow myself. What can I do that's going to motivate me to get up at 6 a.m.? And instead of 9 a.m. And I place a goal in there. I place something in there that is going to be motivate me. What is going to be my incentive that is going to drive my behavior to get up at that early in the morning, to be able to counteract my bad habit or my bad desire to want to stay in the same routine, and then to be able to break that down to a daily goal, to be able to break that down to a weekly goal, and then to be able to break that down into monthly goals. Like that's what I'm deciding to do, because like I have to match myself to the better person that I want to become. I have to match myself to the best, Matthew Greene, and I know that like this is also a time where, you look at like, you're looking around at everyone else. You're on social media and you're scanning through social media. This person has X, this person has Y, this person is doing this and that. And then you're trying to compare yourself to what happens. And we all get caught up in that. Like, comparison is the thief of joy. And like, it can take so much away, and if you're looking through people's lives and like, man, like they have the relationship I want, or they're in a space that I want to be, then all you're doing is taking that incredible energy that you have, that you could be putting into you and pushing you forward for 2019, and you're putting it into things that are not serving you. You're putting it into people that are not serving you. Like when you raise yourself to a higher level of thinking, like your family may not understand, the people closest to you may not understand, your friends may not understand, but like, it's what you have to do to become the best version of yourself. And people may not understand that journey, but the thing is that it is your journey. And if you can control the flow of your energy, if you can control where your thoughts are going, if you can reflect on the things that do not serve you, and you can take daily actions, you can take daily steps, weekly steps, monthly steps, to be able to create the habits that are going to counteract those bad habits and then continue, into growing you, then I promise that the rest of December will be fruitful, and that 2019 will be the best year of your life. And when I say these things, it's because these are things that I'm working on in myself. Like, I wouldn't be preaching anything that I'm not trying to bring into my life or bring into the way that I'm running my life. But it's to show you guys, like, we're all in this journey together. Like, you're here because you want something more out of your life, and that already puts you in a positive state of mind. Like, keep acting on the positive. Look at how incredible this year has been. But thoughts turn to things. We may not be able to see those things right away. We may not be able to see those exact things come into fruition right away, but they are coming. It's just not going to come at your time. It's going to come when the time is ready, when you've matched yourself to the frequency of the best person that you can be, when you've matched yourself to that frequency of the best version of yourself that you can be, then that is when you are going to start to fuse together those neural synapses. You're going to fuse together those new patterns, those new behaviors, those new habits, those new ways of living, those new decisions, the new moves that you are making, because you are so confident and you are acting on that belief. You may not see it right now, but I promise that you will. And I say that because I'm speaking from personal experience as well. And like, that's the way that we see these things. That's the way that we feel these things. That's the way that we can go about it and create this. And like, you guys have such an ability to continue growing this community while growing yourself, because people need to be a part of something like this. People need a proper education so that they can get out of the space that they're in, whether it's a mental space or a financial space. Like, we have a community that caters to all of that. And so by going out and sharing this with people and learning how to trade and being able to be a part of that and to get that around the community, like, that's what you have the greater job to do. Like, you can be here and you can share something that's incredible. But like, guys, like, you have to first recognize that, like, it's not here right now, and you may not physically see it. But when you work and you act on daily habits towards making that happen, then it will come into fruition. Because to believe in things you can see and touch is no belief at all. But to believe in the unseen is a triumph and a blessing. And if you continue to believe in the unseen and you make the daily steps and daily actions that you are going to do to decide to become the best version of yourself, then it's only a matter of time. But you have to look and understand that, like, you cannot physically see these things and these changes yet, but you decide and you act and you make that your mainstay, you make that your habit, you make that your way of living for the rest of December and into 2019, then this time next year, you are going to be and do exactly who and what you want it to be, this time around. And I'm saying that because I believe it. I'm saying it because I'm experiencing it, and I'm saying it because I see it every single day. Like, I believe in the path that I'm going on, and it may get unclear at sometimes. It may get cloudy at sometimes. Things may look tough at sometimes. Like, the entrepreneurial journey doesn't get that much easier. Like Jason Brown and Matt Rosa may be the top income earners in this entire company, but I guarantee that they're dealing with more and heavier problems than most people are. Like, the bigger the money, the bigger the problems as well. But you have to come to terms with who you are becoming, and that involves getting rid of the bad habits and deciding what you're going to do on a daily basis to fuse together the right habits, the right behaviors, and to become the person that you want to be. But guys, like, these Monday night motivation calls, these mindset calls, are just to set the tone, for the rest of the week, for as much as you can, to just take in the value and understand that, like, you may not see the results right now, but I promise you got to keep chopping away at this. You got to keep plugging away at this. You got to keep tuning into what is really, bettering you. But that means coming to terms with what isn't serving you. That means coming to terms with what isn't, allowing you to grow into the person that you want to be. And when you come to terms with that, when you accept that, when you reflect on that, and then you start building a foundation on top of that with habits that will counteract those behaviors, then I promise you are making that daily step and daily action to have 2019 be the year that you want it to be. But guys, girls, I appreciate everyone that hopped on this call. Tomorrow night, we have Tuesday night is trading night. We're going to dive into some charts. We're going to try to get everyone on this call making some money as well. But like, these calls are just to pour it in and then to say that I appreciate you guys. Will, I love seeing all those notes, man. That is fantastic. But guys, like, I'm just grateful for the organization. I'm grateful for what we have here because we do have something special. It's like you have a community of people that all want something more out of life. And then when you have something where everyone's pushing towards the same goals, you know, when they're pushing towards the same things, which in reality is just the betterment of themselves, then you can be in an environment that allows that. So come in here and use the education, use the products, connect with the community, connect with the people, and allow yourself you know, to become the best version of yourself. But everyone, I appreciate you guys. Have a fantastic Monday night. I know there's a lot of people in some very cold regions of the world right now, and I wish you guys the absolute best to stay warm and to enjoy yourselves as well. But everyone, have a fantastic rest of your week. Tomorrow night, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll get back to it. Thank you, everyone, for your time, for your energy, and always tuning in for these Monday night mindset calls.
Thanks, Matt.
Gosh,
yeah, thanks, Matt. Appreciate you, bro. Yo, it's minus 21 out here, just so you know.
Man, bro, I'm sending you all the love in the world for that.
Yeah, Matt, you're gonna be there the 6th of January.
Oh wait,
worst
I am coming
time
Montreal.
ever.
I will be in Montreal the 6th of January. I'll be in Toronto for a day as well. And then who knows,
Nice.
maybe Alberta, Canada, that give me some reasons to come out there as well.
Don't worry, the worst month it's January and February. We're gonna buy you a coat.
Please do, bro. I really appreciate that. Or just a rental, man. Yeah, sounds good. I appreciate everyone. Thanks so much for hopping on these calls. Let's keep them going. Keep sharing them to the teams. Get people on this call. Fabio, my brother, thank you for tuning in, man. I know it's, 3 a.m. your time? You are appreciated, bro.
Yeah, I'm really tired, but thank you for this call. I really like your calls.
My brother, we're happy to have you here. We're happy to have everyone here. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Keep plugging into these calls. We have a Tuesday trading night tomorrow night. Let's plug in. Have a great night.